Hi everyone, I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen and another episode of What's for Dinner. Today we're going to make a request by Rick, Amish style beef and noodles, and today I'm going to be making this in my pressure cooker. I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques for using your electric pressure cooker if you should have one, but if you don't, this dish can easily be made in your slow cooker if you prefer. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So let's go see how we make this amazingly delicious Amish style beef and noodles. Alright, we're going to go over all of the ingredients and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this Amish style beef and noodles in the pressure cooker. It takes so little time and you're going to love it. Today I've taken a 3-pound chuck roast and I've trimmed it. I bought the chuck roast whole. And I trimmed it. I took all the big chunky knobs of fat out of it and I trimmed it up really good. I took all the silver skin off and I cut it up into about 1-inch cubes or so. I have 4 cups of beef stock. I have about 1.5 pounds of button mushrooms. These are cremini and I have washed them and quartered them. I have a medium-sized onion that I have just sliced and quartered. And for all the seasonings here, I am using a packet of onion soup mix because I like what that brings to the party. It gives it a nice rich flavor and the dehydrated onion really gives it a really good taste. I like it. If you don't like it, you can leave it out. No big deal. I have about 2 cloves of garlic that I have chopped. I have about 2 tablespoons of a neutral oil. This is sunflower oil. We're going to use that to brown the meat first. This is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then I'm going to use a teaspoon each of marjoram, garlic powder, thyme, and onion powder, and that's it. All right. For those of you who may not know, I have a 10-quart Elite Platinum pressure cooker, and if you have a different brand, you'll want to consult your manufacturer's instruction booklet. And we'll just get the oil in there, heat it up. What I've done is I've put this on the meat setting just to get it hot. And we're going to toss the meat in there. And we're going to get this good and brown on all sides, and then we'll be back and we will continue adding things to the pot to make Amish style beef and noodles under pressure. We have browned off our meat. Uh-oh. And also I wanted to tell you, if you don't have an electric pressure cooker, you can do this in the crock pot. It's just going to take longer and you definitely want to brown your meat first. Now we're going to add our onion. And then just give that a stir. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add all of my dry spices, teaspoon each. There's onion powder, garlic powder, marjoram. I feel marjoram and beef are great friends. Marjoram is like a very mild oregano. It just doesn't have as much bite to it. A little bit of thyme goes a long way, maybe a little bit less than a teaspoon because we're pressure cooking it and everything's going to become intensified. Get those spices in there with that little bit of oil that's in the bottom of the pot so that those spices can bloom and those flavors and the natural oils of the 2 herbs that we put in there will come out. Oh my goodness, it smells incredible. Okay, get that garlic in there. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put in my onion soup mix and just give this a turn. Now I'm going to add my 4 cups of beef stock, the Worcestershire and the soy and the mushrooms. Give it a stir. At this point, you need to assess if you need a little more liquid. I am going to put just a little bit more water in here. I'm just going to add water until I feel, there we go. That was just about 3 cups of water extra. Now, get your lid, make sure it's on pressure, close it, make sure you refer to your manufacturer's instructions, and I have it already set, let's see, meat for 12 minutes. And we're going to let that come up to pressure. Now that doesn't mean it only takes 12 minutes. We have to wait for it to come up to pressure. And then we have to wait 12 minutes. And then we'll wait for it to come down from pressure. We are not doing a quick release. We're going to do a natural release on this because of the beef. So I will let you know about how long that took when we come back. So we'll wait for the pressure cooker to do its magic, and we'll be back when it's all done. In the meantime, we're going to boil some noodles and get some butter on them. We're going to steam some carrots, and then we'll be back and we'll show you what this looks like when it's all ready to open up. Right, the time has come to take the lid off. This took a total of about 45 minutes for it to come up to pressure, to cook under pressure, and to come down from pressure naturally. Alright, so now the next thing that we want to do is thicken our gravy. Now on mine, after a cycle finishes, it automatically goes to keep warm. But what I want to do is I want to put it on the meat setting one more time, because that's going to make the pot heat up just like it was when we were browning. So what I want to do is, before it starts to boil, I want to take my Wondra flour. And for those of you who've been with me for any amount of time, you'll know that Wondra is one of my best friends in the kitchen. And I'm going to shake in about, for this amount of liquid, 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. And you want to do that before this comes to a boil. And the reason is, you can add Wondra to hot liquid, but once you add it to boiling liquid, it will clump. We're going to bring this up to a boil, and it's going to take no time at all. And then what's going to happen is this is going to thicken, and all those flour granules are going to burst and absorb all of that liquid, and it's going to make a nice thick gravy. The only other thing I'm going to add here is a splash of kitchen bouquet, which is going to equal about 2 teaspoons. If you're not familiar with this, it's just a good old-fashioned browning and seasoning sauce. I use it in gravies. My mother used it. My grandmother used it. It's always on my kitchen shelf. And when I'm ready to make a gravy, it's there for me. It never fails. So you don't have to feel like you need to have that. It's just going to make your gravy rich and dark. It's going to give it a little more oomph in its flavor. Now I can see... Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to allow this to come up to a simmer and let that flour cook for just a minute or two, because you don't want that raw flour taste in there either. So I'll be back when it's time to fix you a plate of this delicious Amish-style beef and noodles, and we'll be back when it's time to do that. There you have it. I fixed a plate just for you. Amish-style beef and noodles. This is amazing. I will say that in the end, it ended up being a little bit flat for me, and sometimes that happens. It depends on the type of stock that you buy, or if you make your homemade stock, maybe it wasn't seasoned as much as you thought. So I actually did put a big spoonful of my beef better than bouillon base in the pot after I thickened it, and it just made it perfect. I didn't even need to add any salt, because that bouillon base tends to be a little on the salty side anyway, and it evened things out just beautifully. Now you can see this meat is perfectly soft. It's just falling apart, and it's delicious. You can cut it with your fork. And I know Rick is going to, he's going to taste this, because, it's for the people.
I have to.
You gotta do it, honey. Okay. What do you think?
Wow.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Does that remind you of when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
That's pretty good.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is totally a winner. This is beautiful to come home to at the end of a long winter day, or really any time. But I always associate dishes like this with the cooler months, because who wants to eat this in August?
True.
Not me.
True.
So, if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. I hope that you give this Amish-style beef and noodles a try. I hope if you don't have an electric pressure cooker that you consider getting one. There are a lot of different brands out there on the market. I love mine. I'll leave information in the box below of the type that I have. And if you've never used one, you're going to wonder how you lived without it, because they're wonderful. So I hope you try it, and I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you liked what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!